Hello, how is everyone doing? I have not recorded anything in God, it feels like half a year, but I know it's probably only been a few months. And that's just because I had to get life on track. There were a lot of things that weren't going well for me in life, and now they are. So that means we could start doing videos again for leisure and for pleasure. I've started doing Sudoku for the past month now. Just talked to some friends about it. It was quite interesting. And I'm not good at it by any means. My friends are a lot better. But there are some basic strategies that I could run through with you on Sudoku. So it's weird starting with an expert level, but I think the strategies that you see will kind of show themselves better or render themselves better in an expert mode. So very basically in Sudoku, obviously every row and column in the grid can only be filled from 1 to 9. So for example, this is not the best software, but yeah, you guys know how to play Sudoku. So and also in every 3x3 square also has to be a 1 to 9. So the main rule that people usually implement in professional or fast solving Sudoku is something called Snyder's notation. Snyder's notation is the concept that in the majority of the beginning of the game, as in now, you can fill a number in 2 possible squares in every 3x3 grid. So for example, if I just started with the 1, you could see that just using this 1 here, you can see that there are 3 spots where I could put the 1. But when you cross it with this one here, there are only 2 spots where the 1 can go in. So as a result, I would notation that as 1. And the reason why this is useful is because the reason why this is useful, there are so many reasons why this is useful. If any of these corner squares are filled with any other number, i.e. You know what number belongs there, then it instantly means that the other option has to be a 1. So if you kind of look at this like a tree diagram, you're kind of doing it, it's somewhat bimodal. There are always 2 options you can go through. So can I put a 1 here or can I put a 1 here? The second option is that when you get a scenario like this, for example, where the 2 possible locations of the number are either in the same column or in the same row. So if I could have an example right here. So a good example here is a 7. If you were to look at the 7 in the bottom left 3x3 corner, you can see that you can't put a 7 here and you can't put a 7 here. So as a result, you must have a 7 here. And this is incredibly useful because if you take a look back at the 1s, you don't know where in this 3x3 grid the 1 is, but more importantly, you don't know where in this column the 1 is, but you know that it belongs in this column, which means that it can't belong in this top column right here because of Sudoku rules. So that would immediately render out this top square here. And for the sake of notation, I'm gonna do column row notation. So this would be column 9 row 1 or just 9 1. So usually how I start out with Snyder's is I just go, I start with the 1s and I go all the way through the 9s and I see what I could fill out. So I already mentioned I could put 7 here, but let's ignore that for now. So this 1, as a result, you can't put a 1 in this column, you can't put a 1 in this column, and you can't put a 1 in this row. So 1s must be here. You have a 1 here. I have 4 options here. You don't do that. And the reason why you don't fill it if you have more than 2 options is because it starts getting cluttered and you actually get confused more. Okay, so 1 can't go here, 1 can't go here, so you have 1s here. You could see how if there wasn't a 1 here, then this might actually be useful because it rules out the 1 here, it rules out the 1 here, so it would be here, for example. If everything else were the same. So I need a 1 here, nothing there, and nothing there. So 2s, and then once more strategies come up, I'll talk about them afterwards. So there's 2s here. And you can see that every other 3x3 square, there's more than 2 options where a number 2 can go, I believe. Unless I missed something. So 3s. So this is the only spot where a 3 can go, so we don't have to pencil mark it. We can just fill it in right away. So 3, 3 goes here, 3, nowhere there, nowhere, 1, 2, 3. So in case like this, it could be useful. You know the 3, there are 3 spots where the 3 can go in, but they're all in the same row. So hypothetically, if there were no 3s here, then at least that would give you information about where the 3s could be in these 2 squares. You could imagine if there was no 3 there, but this was still only a 3, then you can see that the 3 must be here, for example. I think that's it. 3, 3, that's 3, nowhere there, nowhere there. So all I know is that it's somewhere in there. So the 4. So here we have a corner situation, which is less useful than the same column or row, but there are uses where it could be useful. So that's just a naked. That's 4, that's 4. And that is 2 actually. That could be useful. Yeah, and there are gonna be so many situations later in the game where something's just staring right at me and I can't see. Alright, so 5s, you have the 5s in the corners here. You don't have that. Okay, here's a situation where it's useful. So I was mentioning here that you have 3 spots where the 3 can be, but it's useful because they're all in the same row. Similarly here, you have a 5 in this column. You don't know where in this column, and it's more than 2 squares, so you wouldn't note it down. But in your head, that means that these 2 columns cannot be 5s in this top square. So one of these is our 5, which could be useful. So just know that in your head that this is a 5. I mean, like, I guess you could write it down, but it kind of ruins Snyder's notation. So 4 here, 4 here, you got that one. And you have no information about 5s here besides those 2 5s. 6. So you only have 2 6s. So instantly you look at where they cross or where they synergize. It's right here. And there's nothing else. 7s. So here you go again. So actually there's a lot of good information with the 7s. So we can put 7s here. And then as a result, you can't put it in this column, you can't put it in this column, you can't put it in this row, so you have 7s here. I showed this earlier at the beginning of the video. You have this, this, and now it's naked because of this 3. Cool. And here's how Snyder's notation works. Oops. There's 2 4s here, which means that once one of those squares gets taken with a number, there leaves only one option for the 4. So instantly you can just put a 4 there. And it's incredibly useful because you don't have to constantly memorize all the possible combinations of where things can go. You can just look at the grid and go there. And as a result of removing that 7, I removed the 7 here, so only one other square the 7 can go. Did I remove anything else? No, because the 7s are here. So I was still on 7, so I have more information now. 7, 7, 7. 7, 7, so 2 again, I believe. 7, 7, 7, 7. So 7 somewhere here. Oh, okay, here. And again, this is useful again. 7, 7, 7, 7, 7, 7, 7, 7, 7. So you see this column. The 7 has, even if this wasn't here, this is still useful information. The 7 can't be in this column, which means it can't be here. Which means this is a 7 instantly. Which means this is a 5 instantly. And I have my check for mistakes off. I don't really have a rationale as to why I have it off. I just had it off. So you see how that 7 gave me a 5 right away. Did anything else fill out? No. With the 5, nothing else filled out. Oh, there's a naked 7 here. After I filled out that 7, right? Yeah, okay. So I filled out 7 here, which got rid of that 7. So I only don't know the 7 here, but I know the 2 spots it's in. Okay, let's continue with the 8. Okay, so I know the 8 must be here, which means it can't be here, which means it's in one of those cells. Where else? Nothing there. Nothing there. So it's only 1 8 on the board. 9s, you know it's in there, but that's not useful right now. 9s are here. 3 squares per 9s here. Okay. So now once I get to this situation, I look for anything that could synergize. So for example, there are different okay, when you fill Snyder's right away with the 2 numbers, if you see them in the same row or in the same column, you instantly scan that whole column or row to see if anything can be ruled out. So remember when I did the 7 here, like just now, I instantly looked up and down the column. I saw that there was a 7 here, which means it can't be there. And I filled the 7 here and consequently this 7 and this 5. So as you're doing it on the spot, I recommend trying to do that, but obviously there are scenarios where you miss it. So after I go through numbers 1 to 9, I do a quick scan again. So for example, I look at the 6 here, I scan the column, nothing, the 1, nothing. And when I say nothing is because there's already a 1 and 1 here in the 2, I guess, column 3x3 squares. Looking at the row across is not that useful for now unless you have a different strategy you're implementing. So looking at the 9s across, 7s across the column, etc., etc., I see nothing that could be useful. And one thing that could be useful is something called, I'm not sure what it's called. I think it's just called an X-wing. So it's not useful right now, but I'll just talk about it now. When you have a setup like this, where the 7s, or where 2 numbers can go in 2 possible squares of the same rows, but in different columns. So in this case, you have 7, 7, 7, 7. Then you can start doing some sort of X-wing, which means that basically if you drew an X like here, then you have this rectangle. And it basically means that you don't know where in these 2 rows the 7 belongs in row 4 and row 5, but you do know it belongs in one of those 4 squares. And that's useful because it instantly rules out the 7 in being in any of the other rows, being in the other cells in the same rows. So hypothetically, if there was no 7 here, then none of these 5 cells could possibly be a 7 because one of these 4 cells is a 7 and they always alternate. The reason it's called an X-wing is because if this is a 7, then this is a 7, and if this is a 7, then this is a 7, just because of normal Sudoku rules. And this is true because of Snyder's notation. Because regardless, you already know that these other 4 cells can't be a 7, and similarly, these other 4 cells can't be a 7. So regardless what you do, this has to be 7, and this is useful if this wasn't a 7. But because it's a 7, it's not that useful. But you can imagine, if that was any other number, and that wasn't a 7, you could see that the 7 would just be there right away. Okay, so again, I do my quick scan, I see nothing. I look for things like that, X-rays, or X-wings, sorry. And I basically just look at whichever row, column, or 3x3 square is very filled. So this column and this square is very filled. So let's just look at this square first. We need a 1, we need a 2, 8, and 9. So the 2's here, so that means a 2 goes here. And again, you want to fill it out based on whether you can still maintain Snyder's notation or not. Okay, so the 8 and 9, they can go in all the cells, so I'm not going to touch it. But you see this 2 right away. It shows that the 2 can't be in row, a 2 in row 7 belongs in this square, which means it can't belong here. Which means this is a 2 right away. Did anything change? No, so nothing changed, okay. Let's ignore that for now. So I already did what I can with this square. So let's look at this column. So this column needs a 1, 6, and 9. A 9 can't go here, so 9s go there. A 6 can't go here, so 1s go here. And a 1 can't go here, so, a 6 can't go here, so 6s go in here, which means 1s can't. And a 1 can't go in here, which means 1s go in here. Okay. So now, this is incredibly useful because you could hypothetically, now the 1 can't be in this column. So if there are any other numbers up here and the 1 could not be in this column, then that could rule it out. Same with the 9 and 6. Okay, so you know the 1, 6, and 9 No, okay, that's not true. Yeah, no. You know the 1, 6, and 9 have to be in some form in this column, not to fill out the 3x3 square, or not because of the restrictions on the 3x3 square, but rather on the restrictions of the column, which gets very interesting because then it basically means you know what these two squares are. You just don't know where the 1, 6, and 9 are, but you know they belong in that column, which means what's left? 3 and 8 are left, which means it's something called the 3-8 double. And the 3-8 double is very powerful because it means that in this same column, there cannot be a 3 or an 8. Again, you don't know where the 3 or 8 is, you just know it's one of those two cells. So a 3 or 8 can't be in both these columns. It's useless here, the 3 is useless here, but a 3 can't be in this column, which is so useful, and a 3 can't be in this row. So you can see that a 3 belongs here. And similarly, again, the 8's useless here because it has an 8 here, and you already knew that the 8 was over here. How did I know the 8 was over there? Okay, I don't know what I did earlier to put the 8 there. If someone can tell. Oh, yeah. So I put the 8 here. Yeah, okay. Oh, I didn't fill it out because of the 2. That was empty before. Okay. So that's very powerful. And that's quite powerful as well. So am I done with this? So I'm done with this column, but I'm not done with this bottom row. This bottom row is interesting because I have the 2, which is a fairly unpopulated cell. So I need in this row, I need a 1, 6, and 8. So the 1 can't go here, so you already filled the 1s there. 6, the 8 can't go here, which means you have 2 8s here. And the 6 can go anywhere, which means I'm not gonna touch it. Okay, we're coming along quite nicely. So again, once you get notation in a row or column, look instantly. If you don't look instantly, you might forget. Okay, so what else is fairly populated? I suppose this cell or this cell. Okay, so you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, no 6, 7, 8. So it's a 6, 9 that can go there, but the 6 can still go everywhere else. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so the 5 is in one of these columns, as I said already. Okay, so when it gets stuck like this, I just run through the Snyder's notation again. So let's look at the 1s. Okay, so here. Yeah, this is why I run through again. Before, when you started the game, if you looked at this one, and you looked at this 3x3 cell here, you would have 4 possible locations where the 1 could be. It could be here, where the 7 is, or anywhere in this bottom row. But now that those are filled out, the 1s have to be here, which again, you have 2 1s in the same row or column. You scan across. There's a 1 here, which means that 1 cannot be here, which means that 1 is here, which could be useful. That didn't do anything for here. And again, once you fill it out, kind of just scan right away. You already knew the 1s were here, so that wasn't useful. But this information is useful for sure. 1s, so the 1s are there, not useful. 1s, somewhere there, 1s. And that's it with the 1. Now look at the 2s again. 1, 2, 3 there, not useful. 3 there. 3 there. You already know where the 2 is here. 2, 2, 2. Oh, here, how about this? Oh, it's 3 still. Okay. 3s now. So 3's there. 3's there. You don't know where it is there. 3. Somewhere here. And again, I didn't fill that out before because there are 3 locations, not 2. So somewhere there. Where else do I need 3? Middle one I have. This I have here. You have 3 squares for it. Okay. also don't know where it is there. 4s now. And again, because I have the 3 here, I scan across the row, but it's useless because I already have the 3s here. 4, so that bottom one's done. 4, 4, 3 squares, so I'm not gonna touch it. 4, 4, 2 squares, you already have that. 4, 4, 3 squares, and 3 squares. So I can't do anything else with the 4s. 5s, 5, 5, 5 somewhere here, which I already knew. This 5 is interesting. 5, 5, so it's in the top row, which is very interesting because that means it can't be in this row and it can't be in this row, so it's somewhere in this row. But that's 3 notations, which is not that useful. What else for a 5? 5, 5, 5, 5. Ah, there's a 5 there already. I got hyped there for a second. I think I said the 5s. 6s. 6 there, you already knew that. 6 there, you already knew that. Okay, so if you look at this scanning here, remember how I filled the 169 based on this column? But let's say we incidentally, instead of filling out this column, we got a 3-8 pair here first, 3-8 double here first. You could use the same logic to put the 6s here because you know that these 2 squares can't be anything other than a 3 or 8. Even though technically a 6 can go in this cell and nothing would be wrong, you can see that instantly, if you put a 6 here, there's only one location where a 3 and 8 can go, which is obviously impossible. The 3 and 8 can't go anywhere else in this 3x3 square as defined by, as constrained by this column. So you can see that you could deduce, come to this conclusion through a different deduction. So there's 3 squares here for 6, that's kind of annoying. And there's nothing else that I could do with a 6, I think. 7 now? Is 7 done? Okay, 7 already did the X-wing thing. 8. 8s here are done. 8s here are a consequence of that. And nothing else. And 9 again. So 9s belong somewhere here, but you don't know where. 9s belong here, you already filled that out. Same deduction here with the 9. 9s must go here because there's a 3-8 pair there. Okay. And now this is where I get a bit stuck. So now, I already showed you the X-wing thing. I already showed you can scan across columns, scan across rows. You have doubles here. So now you have to apply something called cell logic, I suppose. Oh, okay. Because the 2 has to be in this top row. Or wait, yeah. Actually, no. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Again, you have 8, 9, but you don't know where. You have 8, 9, but you don't know where. This row is very filled, but it's just you don't know where anything goes. This square looks pretty full. So you need a 2, 2, 4, 5. That's not that useful. 2, 4, 5. Same here. You need a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 4, 5, 8. Not that useful. 2, 3, 2, 4, 2, 4, 8. Okay, let's look at this top row. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So the 8 and the 9. Where can it go? 9 can't go there. Or there, or there. It can go there or there. How about the 8? 8 can go anywhere in those 4 squares, which is so annoying. But the 9 can only go in those 2 squares, which might be useful. Hmm. 9 and 9. 3, 5, 8, 9. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 6, 8, 9. It's not useful. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So it's a 5, 6 here. Not that useful. I'm missing a breakthrough here that would win me the game probably. 5s can't go here. 5s can't go here. You know, 5s belong there, which could be useful, but I don't know yet. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So it's a 6 or 9 here. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9. 6 or 9 here. What am I missing? One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8. Oh, I can't do 8 here. So it's 3 or 6? So you get a 3, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8. 3, 5, 6, 7, 8. So you need a 3, 5, 6 in this column. So you have a 7 here. 3, 5, 6. 3, 5, 6. You get nothing. 1, so 2, 3, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7. Ah, there's too many squares. I know this is 8 or 9 already. Like there could there could be something staring at me and I just don't see it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8. I need some 8 somewhere. But there's nowhere I can fill an 8. 8. Okay, so this one thing is is another X-ray, X-wing. You see how the ones are in 4 possible squares and then X. So that means the ones can't be in these 2 cells, but there's already one here, so that's not useful, unfortunately. 7's already tried. Five or 6. I feel like I already checked every single cell. 1, 6, 8. There's just so much in from. Oh, okay. 1, 2. So it's a 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It's a 3 or 5. I don't know. That's useful. And this was a 6 or 8. This can't be a 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 3, 6. Oh, it's just 3 or 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 3 or 6. This means something. What does this mean? I feel like there's some information here. I just need one thing. Okay, so I think. Okay, so technically a 3 can go here. So let me just highlight this. You have an X here as well with the 3s. Regardless of where the 3s are, they're already occupied in columns 7 and 9, which means column 8 still needs a 3. And it would only be possible in these, in these 2 cells, which is incredibly powerful. Because you can't have a 3 here because the 3 is already filled in this square. You can't have 3 here, and these columns. So a 3-7 double pair is really strong compared to this 3, because what that means is now with these 4 squares, I have less options I need to consider. So with here, for example, okay, you didn't have the 3 anyways, but you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 or 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, so that wasn't that useful. But for example, maybe this freaking roll is just so empty. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, maybe it was not that useful. Shit. So this is a 5 or 6. Well, it could have been useful. Actually, scan the column now. You need a 2, 5, 6, 8. 2, 5, 6, 8. The 8 can't go here, so the 8s are here. Ah, and now you see this X ring, X way, X. Wow, I keep messing up. So now the 8s must go here, which means there's 5, 8 double, which just could be useful. What else was near here? 5, 6. 5, 6, 8. So 5, 6 can't go here. 5 can go here or here. That's not useful. That's just gonna confuse your notation more. Because even though there are 2 squares where it can go in, it's in different 3x3 squares, 3x3 cells, so it's not that useful. Okay, let's look at this 5a now. So now you have 1, 2, 3, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, so if you look at this 9 now, the 9 can't go to the corner, so the 9s are here. Which means the 9s aren't here, which means the 9s are here. What else can't go in this? 1, 6, 3, 9, you have all of that, and in here you have a 4. So 4 can't go here, can't go here. You already did that before. So there's 3, 7. Something that crosses like this. Or that doesn't cross like this, but something that crosses like here, which is nothing useful. The 8s maybe? So that's still 3 squares. 9 you already have. 6, okay. And how about this square now? So it can't be a 1. Could be a 2. Can't 2, 3, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So the 2 or 4. But the 4 can still go here as well, which is annoying. Okay, so if the 5, 8's here, then this is a double as well. It's a double 3, 9, but the 9 can't go here, so the 9's here, which means the 3 is here, which means the 6 is here. No, it doesn't mean the 6 is there. It means the 3 is here, which means the 3 is here, which means something, which means the 5 is here, which means the 1 is here, which means that which means the 6 is here. 8, 6, 9, 1, 8, 3. Sorry if this is too fast, but holy shoot. 8, 9s can't be here. So this is a 9, 2. Why can't the 8 be here now? 8 right there. Okay, so we just have a breakthrough. Did I miss anything else? Okay, and then I guess from now you could just look at it. What's here? 2 or 6? So this is a 2, because it is 2, that's a 6. And I guess this is somewhere where you could shed a few minutes, just being faster at this, but oh well. I'm so slow. So where's the 5 belong here? Somewhere here. Ugh. I don't want to have to do any more pencil marks, I just want to do it. What's this, 4 or 5? Ugh. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, so it's a 4, 5 double, which is nice. Which means this is a 1, 8 double. And this is a 9, 9 what double? 9, 4 double, right? Wow, this is annoying. Oh, okay, that means this is a single 2, right? Single 2. You don't know where the 2's go there, which is incredibly annoying. So this side of the board is done. So let's go here or here. 1, 2, 3, 4. You don't know where 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So it's 4, 5 again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 can still go anywhere there. That's annoying. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is still 5, 6. Six can't go here, 6 can't go here, so 6 is in one of those two squares because of the double there. 5 can't go here. 5 is 4 squares there. And 6 here as well. Nope, same thing. Nothing useful there. This is so annoying. Okay. How about 2? 2, so you have 2's here. Which I think I pointed out before, but I just didn't. 2, 2. Oh, so that's a naked 2. Oh, okay. Okay, that's useful. So that's 2, so that's a 4. Which means that's 5, that's a 4. Come on, give me something here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it's a 5, 6. So it's a 5, 6 double. Which means this is an 8 right away. Which means this is a 4. Is it 4? 1, 2. Which means this is a 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's a 5. That's an 8, and that's a 6. That's a 5. That's a 6. What do you need here? 9 and 5. So that's a 5. So that's a 5. That's a 9. What else do you need here? The 1 now. 8. 4 can't go there. 4, 9. See, you can see how powerful Snyder's notation is, because once you have the breakthrough, it just goes through. 1 and 9. So you have 9 here, which means you have 1 here and 9 here. What do you need here? 8 and 6. You have an 8 here, so you have an 8 here, you have 6 here. You need a 1 and a 7. So you have a 1 there, you got 7 here, 1 here. Oh, nope. Yeah, 7, 3, 3, 6. And you're done. So that was a 44-minute solve. I don't actually always solve my expert puzzles. I'm so glad I solved that one. Oh my god. But when I do solve a puzzle, I'll say this is like a fairly average time for me. Yeah, my friends are a lot faster, but that's basically how you do it. I wish I could replay, or I guess in the editor I could replay this, but basically once you get, at least when I get stuck, I apply cell logic, I guess. I look at an individual cell and see what numbers can fit in there. And then once you start, as long as you limit or constrain a cell to 2 numbers, in certain situations 3, it won't get too cluttered and you could kind of look at it. But yeah, so I taught X-Wing and Snyder's today, and I guess a little bit of cell logic. And I think that's definitely all you need to solve some experts, but there are certain experts where you need more than that, and it gets pretty challenging. But I think that was a nice video to come back to the channel, and hope you really enjoyed it and appreciate any comments. Thanks.